We train every day if we're not out on operations. We try to train 5 or 6 days a week, and that we try to have one rest day, but it's not always possible. But we like to train hard, and with the experience that we've got over here, we know we need to train hard so we can fight hard, and we train a lot. Yeah, before I came to the Ukraine, I used to be in the British military for a long time. I've always kept on top of my fitness as much as possible. Still played football up until I was like in my 40s, early 40s. And I've always kept on top of my fitness. But it's got better since I came here.
Me also. I used to do a lot of sports. I always went to the gym, kept fitness. I was also an army reservist for a few years, so I used to keep on top of the fitness. But as CJ said, it's got a lot better since we came out here. So now we train every day. Gyms, running, battle PT, training, soldiering as well as good fitness. So yeah, we're always keeping on top of fitness.
I came out here in May 2022. For my first spell, I was here for 11 months. I had a lot of experience from the military. I served in a place called Bosnia back in the 90s. I've seen how much it affected women and children and the country as a whole. I was restricted to what help we could give when I was in the United Nations. But with my military background, my skill set that I had, I knew if I came to the Ukraine I could help and not be so restricted in the help that I could give. I first came here as to be an instructor, to train and pass on my knowledge by a couple of people that I was training if I could go with them on an operation, which I did. And ever since then I've always been fighting.
So yeah, I came out 8th of March 22, early war. I was obviously like everyone else, reading the news, seeing the children screaming, getting bombed in Kyiv. So I instantly just packed up my bags and came over. Like I said before, I was an army reserve, so I was trained to an extent. I'd never had combat experience like CJ, but yeah, it was one of them things when I first came over. If as soon as I got in combat, it's make or break. I didn't break, which is why I'm still here. But yeah, the motivation was to help women and children and stop getting killed, murdered, which I've seen out here.
Well, when we come to Storm, we try to train as much as possible when it comes to Storm. We're always training to expect the worst. We always train harder. No matter how much you train, when you're actually doing a Storm, it takes a lot out of you. And that's a lot of things happen during the storm, and now when we do it, it's not nice, but it needs to be done. And but this is what we do now. You know, we were trained to do it. I've tried to say that we've got very good at it.
When I first came out here, this war has changed massively since we came out here in 22. Back then, we were able to engage in gunfights, actually attack their positions. They had a substantial amount of armour and men, but we took a lot of that out. Now it's 6-1 now to the Russians. They have way more men, and they're getting more firepower. They're getting way more stuff as the days and weeks go past. So we need more men, firepower. The West needs to help a lot more. I've seen a massive change since 2022. We need way more help. So the war's changed massively. The Russian approach is it's so hard to defend now. It's virtually impossible, which is why we need more drones. We need more defence. We need more EW equipment. We need stuff to counter. We need countermeasures for these Russian FPVs and drones.
When I came out here in 22, yes, I've seen some really bad things. I had to go back to England to earn some money, so I could come back. I was very surprised when I got back to England. I'd been here for about 11 months. I got back, and after 11 months, it wasn't that much publicised on the news anymore. Even friends of mine actually thought the war was over because I came home. Then it'd go on the news. But apart from that, no, stuff that happened in Butcher and everything like that, yes, it was publicised in the paper, but after that, nothing gets publicised. I felt back in England, if I told people what I'd been through or what I'd seen, they didn't believe me. That thing doesn't happen like in 2022, 2023. It doesn't happen in these wars anymore. The stuff that you're describing is like Second World War kind of things. That's what happened in Bosnia in 1994 when I was there. And that, so it got to the point where I wouldn't tell people anymore because they thought I was just making these stories up.
Ukraine got invaded, and like women and children, yeah, they can leave the country. I know martial law said Ukrainian men couldn't leave the country, and a lot of Ukrainian men did, especially military age males. I personally think that if Britain got invaded and I knew people that were leaving, I wouldn't be happy. I think every man should fight for his country, especially Ukrainians. I know a lot of people have seen it, especially last year in the big battles, is most of the majority of the men on the battlefield are above 40 to 50. And we infilled on a certain mission, I'm not going to go into detail, and it was a massive trench and it was a big battle. Everybody holding that trench line was above 40 to 50 years old, and they were shit scared. And then there's people like me and the team's coming in, and we're there to just storm. But because all the military age male left, like the 25, 20, 30 years old, I know there's a lot of people still in the military who's a military age male, but there could be a lot more. Which in fact, in reality, there is a war going on, and I know in the West they don't see it. We need help now. We need more men. There needs to be more conscription, another mobilisation. We need more men, fit, young, healthy men that are keen to fight for the country. I've seen pretty much every war crime Russia can throw at you. They don't care. It doesn't matter what it is. Children, women, it doesn't matter where it is. They'll throw it at you. White phos, mustard gas. I mean, dressing up as Ukrainian soldiers to try and infiltrate your position. I've seen it all. War crimes is insane. There's no rules here. Like, the Russians don't play by rules. They just do everything. They don't care. As long as we die, and as long as they kill us, they'll use it.